Hey guys, this is Mark Rodriguez here.
This is my house.
Yes, and we have Paige in the house too, as we're going to review the 2015 Royal Rumble, the first review in the series, and we'll just give our run through, our thoughts, and describe the matches. And well, first of all, we had the little pre-show match, because they always have a little hour thing to remind everyone, why everyone's fighting everyone and all that stuff. And it was Cesaro and Tyson Kidd fighting against the New Day. And, well, it was a decent match and everything. The New Day lost, right? They got pinned and everything. That was kind of disappointing. I don't know. I just don't really care much for Cesaro or Tyson Kidd. They're just there. Tyson Kidd mostly because Natalia's there, so there's like random drama. Like whenever they fight the Bellas, like he seems to care about the Bellas instead. So that's like, And then Adam Rose was there in the background with all his Rosebuds, yeah. It was funny. The other
I
day.
guess they're friends now. I have no idea. I think they went to. Adam Rose was like their little cheerleader in last round.
Yeah, it was so weird. And no more Bunny. And
yeah, no more Bunny.
They didn't have.
And the funny thing is, Monday Night Raw, there was a Minecraft creeper, cheering for Adam Rose.
I know, that was the most random. We were looking up for him, but he wasn't in this one. And there was a Catwoman instead. But anyways,
now I think she was later. No, I don't even know. I think I noticed her whenever he came in for the Royal Rumble. I didn't notice her the first time through, but Catwoman was cheering on. She came from Gotham and cheered on Adam Rose. She betrayed Batman for Adam Rose.
Okay. So now that the actual Royal Rumble pay-per-view starts, the first match was the Ascension versus the New Age Outlaws. It's just a regular tag team match, and the Ascension are new people. Yes, they're new people that have appeared maybe a month or so, and they're kind of so-so. They're mostly fighting against no-name people that, of course, you could beat without a problem. But their main thing is that they're bragging and insulting past tag teams, and we're way better than them and all that stuff. And there was a Monday Night Raw big reunion. NWO came back. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Six Pack all came back. X-Pac, it has different names, but he has different names, really, that particular character. But anyways, other people came, and of course the Ascension came to insult everyone, and blah, 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 blah. The New Age Outlaws took them down, so I guess this was like a pay-per-view, like a rematch, or whatever you want to call it. But the big surprise is that the Ascension actually won. They actually beat them. And I guess it's a way to say, I guess where you like them or hate them, I guess this proves that they're actually someone to look out for, because actually beat like an actual, because these yes, because these New Age Outlaws are supposed to be classics and badass too. So I still don't like them anyway. I still think they're lame. They're like a ripoff of Legion of Doom and lame. Anyways, then we had the Usos versus Miz and Mizdow for the tag team title match. What do you think of that one? That was pretty good.
I don't remember who won.
The Usos, they still defended their title and everything.
Okay.
And, well, as usual, the thing is that Miz is so full of himself, he really does. It's like a, what do you call it, handicap match, because he always wants to fight the tag teams himself. He doesn't let Mizdow help.
And the only time Mizdow helps is when he becomes a dummy and just gets thrown in whenever Mizdow and the Miz are together, and Jimmy or Jay Uso wants to hop onto them. That's whenever Miz throws Mizdow in front and sacrifices him.
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot lately. But yes, Mizdow came in for a minute, but I think either, what's his name? Miz just tagged him right back out anyway, not really giving him a chance to do anything.
Yeah, he did something? I don't remember.
He tried to, but he just wouldn't give him the tag, and it was just, whatever. But the Usos still win, and they're still defending tag team champions. And then we have another tag team match. We have the Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki, against Paige and Natalya, because lately Paige and Natalya are besties now. They're hanging out and everything. And yes, in the episode of Divas we saw that. But anyway, yes.
Nasty.
Anyways, the Bellas won, and well, basically they just jumped all over Natalya, and they kept beating her down. They really give her a chance to tap Paige in, and whenever she finally got a chance to do it, Brie yanked Paige out of there, so there was no one to tag, no one to help you, and bam, she was gone. And well, I guess you can't really call it too much of a cheating because that's what you do in tag team matches anyway. You do kind of keep the other guy away the best you can. So at least this time they didn't win by spraying junk in your eyes or distracting people with kissing and other stuff like that.
I love demonstrating that one.
Yes, it was like normal, tag team tactics if you want to call it. But it did suck for like Paige fans that Paige herself didn't really do all that much. I was expecting at least at the end after they lost for her to at least get pissed and just cheat and beat them up after, like how many of the wrestlers do. And when they lose, they still beat the crap out of the guy anyway and stuff like that. But I guess that didn't happen. And then, of course, the big one, I guess you kind of call it like another main event besides the Royal Rumble itself, was Brock Lesnar versus John Cena.
I should have brought a shot glass on.
Yes, because the thing is, well, I'll get to that in a bit. Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Seth Rollins, and whoever wins this wins the WWE Championship title. And the reason we do shots is because every time Paul Heyman comes on Raw and talks about whatever, he just over and over again, my client Brock Lesnar, blah blah blah, Brock Lesnar, undefeated, undisputed, still defending champion Brock Lesnar, over and over and over, and it's like
A drinking game.
we're like passed out on the floor. I take a shot whenever he says Brock Lesnar, but yeah, it was a decent fight and everything. It was a good match, and I'm personally sick of Seth Rollins, so I'm glad that at least he didn't win at the end. But it looked close though. They basically slammed Lesnar through the table stuff. It was kind of surprising because Cena, as the good guy, was the first one to actually grab the steel steps and junk and throw them and everything. But the big kicker was that Seth Rollins jumped off the top rope thing and right on top of on top of Lesnar.
Lesnar.
Yes, to
Poor-
further break the table, make it even worse. I mean, he was like red in the face. They were calling like
Purple.
hospital people. It was like
purple.
yeah, it was turning purple.
That innocent little table. What did it do to you?
Yes, and like
Brock.
yeah, it looks like it was over, and basically the fight became more Cena versus Seth Rollins, and they're fighting it out and all that stuff. But then like the big shocker was that I think Cena was the one who was going to win, right? At least it kind of looked that way. And then Brock Lesnar came out of nowhere, still okay, and still took down Cena, took down Rollins. Rollins hit him with the damn briefcases, like he always cheats, but Lesnar actually took 2 briefcase shots in the face, and he still didn't, get knocked out or whatever, and he still took his ass down, and he still won, so he's still the champion. What do you think of that outcome?
I really didn't know who I was rooting for. I guess John Cena, but everybody does really want to see him as champion.
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar, he's never there. And Seth Rollins, I was curious, to be honest, what would happen if he won. Just to be honest with you, I was curious what would happen if he actually won, but obviously you never get to see that because Brock won again, but in a way I was kind of rooting for Seth to win just to see what happens.
Yeah.
John Cena.
Everyone's tired of him winning every time, and I mean I don't know how many times he's been champion already. You don't want to add one more time to it or whatever.
I don't know. I didn't really have a person I was rooting for. I thought, whenever Brock was injured, I figured he would just get injured and be pulled away. It's like Daniel Bryan with his neck and not letting Kane win, or was it Kane?
Yeah.
So I was thinking it's gonna be like that Brock wouldn't let whoever else win and get the championship. If the championship was on the line, that was his championship, so I figured he wouldn't completely
leave and everything.
Even though he had a quote unquote broken rib.
Yeah. But yeah, still surprising. But of course,
mind over matter. Pain is just in the mind.
Yeah.
So if you overcome that, then you won't feel pain. Your drive to win will overcome the pain of the rib. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Even if it was broken.
Yeah. But another thing also said, Seth Rollins still has the briefcase. So he can still cash in whenever to get a title shot. So we still have to see when he's actually going to use it. That briefcase is probably dented to hell by now. All the times he keeps using it and everything. So we'll see when that comes into play. And of course, now we have the real thing. The big one. The 30-man Royal Rumble 2015 edition. And the first 2 up were The Miz and R-Truth. And I was actually surprised. I was surprised that The Miz and R-Truth were the first ones in. And One thing also was that another thing I noticed is that usually, or at least in the last couple of years, I don't know, they did like that, but usually like they put like the big entrance themes and the big like the whole to do for the first two people, but after that everyone else just runs in and starts fighting. And this particular one, it's like wow, everyone had their intro, everyone took their time, they all had their little thingies, their spins, and Adam Rose still had his rosebuds, like everyone still did all their stuff. That was kind of different, I guess. To kind of show it off more, but yeah. The Miz and R-Truth were taken out pretty quickly.
Hold on. I'm trying to find. Okay, let me find the lineup.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Well, the surprise people we were not expecting. There's this guy called Bubba Ray Dudley, which I never heard of him too much, but everyone was like super shocked and everything how that he's back and whatever. I guess he's one of the old classics, so he came back. Bray Wyatt was in there, and he actually lasted a long time in the Rumble, and he had like a face of shock whenever Bubba Ray came up. We had the Boogeyman pop up there. He was creepy as all hell and
the
everything.
funny thing, okay. And it's funny whenever, The Miz and R-Truth were the first and second. Bubba Ray was third, and was eliminated by Wyatt.
Well, don't read all of them. We gotta let the people actually watch it. Just the most
The
notable
Boogeyman
ones.
was defeated by Wyatt, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, another thing was also because the Boogeyman.
Well, it's not really funny, but like, I don't know.
But
Boogeyman was really just exaggerating, and Wyatt just like, screw that.
Yeah, because there was too much build up, too much music, always creepy, always whatever. Throw him out.
And then it was just funny. I just wanted to see what would happen between the two crazy ass people, Wyatt and Boogeyman.
I know. And then the third surprise person we had was Diamond Dallas Paige, which he was a big star from the WCW era, the WCW. He was one of the few people that was still one of the good guys. He didn't turn NWO or anything like that. He still had the Diamond Cutter. He still took down lots of people. Well, at least one or two people before he was taken out real quickly. So he was like the main like surprise, like the one that really got everyone up and everything, yeah. But other than that, everyone else was, of course,
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Everybody was rooting for him, but he was...
Who, I forget, was Wyatt the one that threw him out or something?
Yeah, Wyatt threw him out.
Yeah,
I think
Wyatt
he was number
out.
12.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5, 25, 40.
The one thing I want to say also with Wyatt is that at the beginning...
Sorry. Well, everybody was rooting for Daniel Bryan to win, but he was a 12th one thrown out, which was a surprise. Everyone was
booing.
bad.
Yeah.
Missed.
And I'll saying that a little bit. But, yeah, Bray Wyatt, he was like the third or so guy in there, or fourth guy in there. But he was like, he was like dominating the theme for the first half. First of all, he was there for a long time. Wow, fifth. He was there for a long time before he was finally thrown out. But he was like throwing everyone out, in and out, like nothing. Oh, come on, bring in the next one. Throw him out too. Bring in the next one. Okay, he's out too.
Because Roman Reigns wanted to do break his record. I'm like, by the time like he comes in, which I didn't know when he was coming in, obviously, but I was waiting like if Bray, how do you pronounce it? Bray Wyatt keeps throwing out the stuff, he wouldn't have people in the
like nothing
ring to be able to do it, but he wasn't able to.
Yeah. And another thing, that was another weird thing. Again, when he comes in, randomly everything turns black and people start throwing his cell phones. He comes in. That was like the weird entrance in the middle of that.
I have to say, Adam Rose was number 18 that came in. And the funny thing is, should I tell this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Adam Rose, well, he has rosebuds with him. And
it was Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston was thrown out and was saved by the Rosebuds. They danced their way over to the other side of the ring, threw him back on, danced away, and literally right after they started dancing away, that's whenever Adam Rose was tossed out.
And there was no one there to catch him or anything.
No.
Jeez. But the thing that was a shame...
I would fire them all.
Yeah, I know. But the thing that was a shame was that Kofi Kingston like was thrown out like not too long after. It's like, oh man, they caught him, they all that stuff,
Yeah.
and he was still like eliminated afterwards.
He was number 14.
Yeah.
He was right after Adam Rose.
Oh jeez, so that was like and it was a shame that other pay-per-view where he did like he fell off but he still had it on the table, so it didn't count because it didn't like touch the ground. He did like this super high jump from there all the way back into the ring. So this one kind of sucked. He just like whoop, whatever, come out. But
he did the handstand too, or unless that was another dude.
But yeah, he did the handstand too, because again, it has to be both feet, so hands don't count. And it was But so Daniel Bryan was like a big disappointment in that aspect, and everyone was doing all their predictions and who's gonna win between Roman Reigns or Brian, whatever his name, because they're like the big names, and it was the big thing because. First of all, he had the whole surgery, and he might never wrestle again. He came back with a big speech. It looks like he was going to retire, but he surprised everyone by saying, I'm back, I'm still going to fight. And, more authority shenanigans. He even had a fight where if he loses against Kane, he's out of the Rumble. He still won. And, all this build-up, all this whatever, everyone's cheering. And, well, I mean, I wouldn't say he was kicked out right away, but he was still eliminated,
And another thing is, Rusev just vanished in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, Roman Reigns officially didn't win, and they're like, someone's still in. And Rusev just randomly magically appears. Where the heck he came from, I don't know.
I know. But it was just so weird because I don't understand the rules so clearly. I know it's like, I don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to get thrown out, your feet touch the ground, you're gone. But then, I guess, because I saw this other Royal Rumble review, like the older ones, where, like, Macho Man and Jake the Snake actually jumped out of the ring, chased each other around, and jumped back in. I guess if you purposely jumped out, it doesn't count. But it's still weird, because I think Rusev and them were still thrown out anyway, and somehow they were still like, nope, it still counts, they're still in the thing, and it was...
Well, it was Bray and someone else that threw them. One person threw himself out, literally.
And they were saying something like he jumped through the middle rope, so he's still in. I'm like, what? That's weird. But yeah. So the last guys in there were the Big Show and Kane, and they kind of double team everyone. Like the Big Show would do his damn KO punch on people, and then they would both just pick up the guy. Throw him out like nothing. They would throw out like Bray Wyatt that way. I think they would throw out Dean Ambrose that way and everything.
No, Dean Ambrose was the first one that he sucker punched.
Yeah. So
and then just like ragdolled him right back out, and then Bray Wyatt. I always call him Gray, like Gray.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt. He just ragdolled him right back out because he just was knocked out. I guess knocked out.
Yeah. So of course the big guys got in each other's faces because of course that's the thing. It's every man for himself and everything.
Well, whenever he was throwing out Wyatt, Kane was throwing him out. Big Show looked like he was helping to push him out.
It looked like he was trying to push them both out or something.
I don't know. But Kane stopped and started fighting him. Roman Reigns took that to his advantage. I think.
Yeah. And pushed them both out and everything. And then he won. But then, of course, they started mentioning that Rusev, like, he was technically still in, even though he vanished, like, halfway through the match or something. The last half hour was gone. But at that point, like, no one cared. They just threw him out. And, of course, like... The bad guys wanted to cheat as usual, we lost, so we're going to kick his ass anyway. They were going to jump in and beat him up, but then the big surprise...
Sting.
No, someone else.
Hulk.
I don't know what we could do at this point. Someone else.
The Rock on the Cooch, name on the Cooch?
Yes, The Rock with name on the Cooch came in and, basically, like, defended, Roman Reigns from beat down and everything. And, of course, the Authority came out I don't know why they came out. They're just there looking pissed and they just left. It's like, you guys suck, you won, and leave. They didn't really do anything or whatever. And
they still got paid $5,000 just to do that.
Yes.
Shake their middle finger a couple times and leave.
Yeah.
That'd be my job right there.
Yeah.
Get out! $5,000.
So of course Roman Reigns is now going to head up for WrestleMania. He has his official right now to challenge whoever happens to be the champion. If it's still Brock Lesnar, who knows who else between now and then. But that's going to be the main event. Him versus whoever the champion is at WrestleMania. But well, the only thing I got to say, well, first of all, two little things is I got disappointed that we never got to see Mizdow fight against.
Oh yeah, he just literally got eliminated real fast. Well, he actually did some stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of wanted him to throw. I wanted them to be at the same time. So
Yeah,
Miz could throw, or the Miz down could throw Miz out.
Yeah, because Miz was in like first and he got thrown out real quickly, and so he was like gone way before. And then when Mizdow comes in, Miz even acts like, no, I'll take your spot and everything. And I guess they made it this epic moment where Mizdow has to decide, like, well, do I, because he has to imitate Miz. Miz fell down, so it's like, well, do I imitate him falling down? Or do I go in the Royal Rumble? Man, fuck, I'm going to the Royal Rumble. He still got thrown out, like, real short.
The funny thing is, I don't know if Roman Reigns did it on purpose to, like, see, now you do it, come on. Because the Miz literally hops onto the mat and about to step into the ring, and literally Roman Reigns just, like,
shoves
him out.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if I was, like, thinking in a way, like, he helped Mizdow do it.
Yeah. Like, get in there. And then, also, we got to see a little bit of, like, Goldust and Stardust getting in each other's faces. Because, again, it's all everyone man for himself. So, they kind of fought against each other a little bit and everything. And I think Stardust also ragdolled out, maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Let's see. Who won? Who lasted longer? Goldust or Stardust?
I think
Stardust lasted longer.
Mm.
But it was one after the other, though.
Yeah, but then like the big thing I do want to say though, just because we're basically done here. But to wrap it up, I was surprised by like everyone really hated the pay-per-view at the end of everything. They really hated it, and apparently, we heard it. We heard lots of booing going on whenever Daniel Bryan was escorted. There was like booing and. People were still chanting, and you were asking me, you were saying, well, he's gone, and they're still chanting, Daniel Bryan. Anyway.
You remember what they were saying earlier, like around the beginning of the pay-per-view? What were they saying? Like, fuck you.
Yeah, I think so.
Or something. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But they were also saying, this is bullshit, and stuff, like, when he got thrown out. And they actually started cheering for Rusev, of all people. Because, I guess they wanted him to win. Because I don't know. In my opinion, I know wrestling is, like, they script it out and stuff, But I would have liked the Royal Rumble, just get in there, fight it out. Whoever wins, work with that. Because, you're the writers. You're paid to write. So, if, like, for example, Rusev wins, figure it out. Work into the storyline somehow. Like that kind of thing. And everyone at work was already like, oh, Daniel Bryan's going to win or Roman Reigns is going to win. And it's like, no. Let it be whoever, whoever. And that's why the fans were even cheering for Rusev, because once it was down to Big Show and Kane and Roman Reigns, like, everyone was kind of like, they already knew he was going to win somehow or something. So it's like, they're even cheering for Rusev, because even that would have been a surprise if he won, So yeah, and apparently everyone wanted to unsubscribe to the network. The hashtag cancel WWE Network was trending at that moment, and the page actually went down. Like, the page where you go, I guess, to cancel your subscription was actually taken down and stuff. So that's how
how big. You hear this stuff?
I was looking up online the results. I was saying, I thought it was kind of cool, but I was surprised that there was like so much hatred for it. So I guess, wow. What did you think of the whole pay-per-view in general? Was it entertaining? Was it okay?
It was okay.
Hmm.
I don't know. What can I say? I lost interest every so often. I don't know. I get distracted so easily.
Yeah.
I was playing with my phone a lot of time and just eating dinner.
Yeah, we had lots of good food. But,
dinner.
Yes. But, yeah, for me, it was kind of good. But some of the fights, stuff, I don't know. I didn't care about the New Age Outlaw thing too much. I guess it's, like, big because, whoa, the Ascension's first pay-per-view ever, The Usos and Miz... it's been done so many times already. I'm glad they won, though. I didn't want to see the Miz win,
Yeah.
I would have been more badass if that was when Mizdow fought against Miz or something. That would have made it more interesting. The Paige thing, of course, we're Paige fans, so it kind of sucked that she didn't do anything. They didn't tag her in, so she didn't really have much time to do anything.
Didn't do anything at all.
I know. I think she fought maybe a little bit, but then when she tagged Natalya in, that's it. The rest of the fight was just Natalya. And, the Royal Rumble, the Lesnar thing, like I said, as long as Rollins didn't win, I didn't care. Part of me wanted him to win a little bit just because he's so full of himself that it would have hurt that much more for him whenever he loses a title. If he loses it like on Raw or something, I don't know. And the Royal Rumble, I mean, yeah, it was cool for seeing the random guests because I always like the surprises. But you know, it was entertaining.
I was hoping for Sheamus to just randomly, magically appear back.
Yeah, because when it was down to the last one, and you know, as far as because I forgot all about Ziggler, honestly. As far as I knew, all the people that we've seen they've already been there.
Poor innocent Ziggler, no one cares.
I know, but the last guy, it's Ziggler. Oh, okay. I mean, that would have been awesome if Sheamus just came back, you know. And he still hasn't come back since a Survivor Series where he got a beatdown.
Before that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, before that. That's why he wasn't in it, you know. And one last thing I do want to say, though, that's confusing before I end the review, is that Randy Orton was not in it. And I'll put the picture here so you can see. He's, like, right there on the cover. And
who? Huh?
There's Randy Orton was supposed to be in it, I guess, because he's like, yeah, he's the guy, that guy. And he's, like, right there. He's not like the little guys in the back. No, he's, like, right in front. I thought it was going to be a surprise comeback or something, and I was confused because, you know, they keep putting Raw and SmackDown, he's not mentioned or anywhere, but, I mean, because, like, when Survivor Series first came out, Sheamus was in it, he was in the promo and stuff. Once he was beaten up and taken down or whatever, they removed him, so you don't see him anymore in the promos or whatever. So, I mean, if he was not going to appear or whatever, they should have changed the picture, and like... If it's supposed to be a big surprise, then why put him in the picture because it ruins the surprise? So that was kind of a weird thing. So, I don't know. If any of you guys know why, you know, the big wrestling fans and all the behind the scenes stuff, if you guys know why Randy Orton was there or not there or whatever, you can tell us. And also, what are your thoughts? Did you guys like the pay-per-view? You guys thought it was horrible, like so bad? Oh, I'm going to cancel the network subscription. What do you guys think? I thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't perfect.
Gonna be a fight tonight.
Yeah, we got tired of hearing that song all the time. But, yeah, so basically that wraps up our review. This has been WWE Aftershock, which is, of course, Aftershock.
17,164 attended at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly.
Yep, that was pretty good.
Get the Philly cheesesteak.
Yep. So that was the thing, guys. That's a review for the Survivor Series 2015. It was pretty alright. Could have been better, but you know, I don't think it was that bad. I'm gonna unsubscribe to the network now because it sucks so bad or whatever. But that's the thing. So, anyways, guys, this is Mark Rodriguez here.
Paige.
Yep.
Paige.
Yep. And see y'all next time.
Goodbye.